Hey everybody, this is Dimitri from UH Studio Design Academy, and I'm super excited to finally be able to release something that's a little bit more than just the basics. In this video series, we're going to expand on the knowledge from the previous two videos, and we're going to create a pavilion. We're going to use modifiers on the same workflows that we already covered, and we're going to learn a little bit about rendering. If you'd like to support the channel, the file is available for purchase in the links below in the description, and I'm also thinking about Patreon. Let me know if you'd be interested in that, to set one up where I would post all the kinds of files that we have here. We're gonna go through editing an object, so a couple of squares, understanding transform orientations and how we can utilize the cursor, understanding a little bit more about objects in regards to scale in the origin point, and expanding on modifiers with lattice and boolean modifiers to generate our geometry. Then we're gonna go through some of the basic rendering properties, because it's really important to have a nice image and actually present it well. If we can't present it well, nobody's really gonna pay attention to it, right? So we're gonna go to the most basic way to get a nice image out of Blender with your concept designs. So this is what we'll be creating today, which at first point may seem fairly complex, but it's fairly easy, and that's the wonderful thing about modeling with Blender for architectural design. So this is a pavilion, and the idea is that it has two anchor points, and then we can walk through it. It's created by using a series of modifiers. Our basic piece is super basic. It's essentially this little piece right here. So then all the magic happens with the modifiers. So the first modifier that we create is an array in one direction. The second modifier that we create is an array in the second direction. And then we apply a lattice. So the lattice is this shape here, and that's the one that actually distorts the object. We can play with that lattice as much as we want by moving points up and down and stretching it and conforming it, and even you can see by just moving it around we get different types of shapes. I mean, we can even animate that, right? It's pretty cool and super simple. So the last object that we're using is this transparent wireframe mesh object. At first hand, it looks like a lattice, but it's actually a mesh. What we've done is we've just changed some of the settings. So if we go to object properties and we go down to viewport display and display as wire instead of texture to solid. So that's what the object looks like, but we don't want to display that because we want to see what's inside of it, because we're using a boolean. So we change this from textured to wired, and that's the result. If we try to move the object, we get the exact same result, and you see we kind of subtract what we see and what we don't see, so we can change the boundaries of our object. And that shape is completely flexible. If we move a vertex around, you can see that we're still moving elements in respective directions. So let's jump and go through all the steps to recreate this quickly.